Hi everyone. So it's another session today, but today I'm with Favour. Favour, a Cambridge scholar. I mean, it's not even only Cambridge that she got into. She had several opportunities that were open to her, but then she decided to go with Cambridge. So Favour, thank you so much for coming to for this interview session or conversation session. And then I would say that your story is very inspiring, and I would really want you to share it with my community. It inspires me as well. I'm really, really proud of you. So we'll just start by getting to meet you. Who is Favour Kayode?
Oh my God, thank you for me. Thank you for having me. I'm honored. That's the word. I'm very honored to be here and to share with your community. Let me just add that I've always looked up to you.
Aw.
I've always adored you.
Thank
Yes, and
you.
I still do. Really, I still do. I really
I
still
really
do. Always and
appreciate.
forever.
I mean, you inspire me as well, so let's be inspiring each other.
Please, you're my mentor in the field.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Really,
Okay.
this question of who am I?
Hmm.
It can be the hardest question to answer.
Very, very hard. Just like
Because
feel free.
I'm just me.
You're just Favour
I'm
Kayode.
just Favour Kayode, to be honest. That is just who I am. I'm just
Hmm.
Favour. I am a Christian, first of all, yeah. And then I am a chemical engineer. I studied chemical engineering at Landmark University, where we both finished from. And then I've moved on to pursue a master's program at the University of Cambridge in
Mhm.
advanced chemical engineering. So
Mm.
that's just me, like in summary, because I feel like as we go on in this
They will get
conversation,
to know more.
other parts of me will
Mm.
be revealed. So let me just keep this introduction simple and short. Then as we go on, I'm going to be like really sharing a lot about myself and a lot of things that have happened and I've, gotten me to this point.
Hmm. So, Favour, before we dive right in, I'm just curious about some things that I observed about you, or a particular thing that I observed about you. I see you as a very balanced person. You know how to, I mean, you're doing so well academically, and then when it comes to social life, keeping your friends, keeping good relationship, you know how to do that so well. What's behind all of these? Why is it just like a personality thing, or it's something you're intentional about?
My God. I feel like I would just state that it appears to be so,
Okay.
but inside I'm not always sure that I have it that way.
Hmm.
Because sometimes I even feel like I am not doing well enough in balancing all of those sides. But thank you for the compliment.
Okay.
But sometimes I feel like I'm still not there yet at all. I'm still
Hmm.
not there yet. But I think one thing that has helped me is having understanding friends. I have understanding friendships and understanding relationships. Like
Hmm.
they understand me. They know that sometimes I struggle with these things
Hmm.
and they don't take it too personally. So when I'm not there, they are there. They are like, in my DMs or calling my family. They're always trying so hard to also keep up with me when I am not keeping up with them. But I try my best. I would say I try my best. Keep all my relationships going. I remember chatting you up this year and telling you that I'm sorry that I haven't been in contact with you for some time. But yeah,
Yeah.
you have crossed my mind one or two times, and I should have done that those times. But when it occurred to me to do so, I'm glad that I did. And it's also one of the reasons why, at least, we're having this call at this time
This
again,
conversation. Yeah.
this
Thank you so
conversation,
much.
right? At this time. So maybe as much as it occurs to me to like reach out to someone, I would just do that. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry we haven't talked, but I yeah, I'm available, I'm here, I'm alive. I hope you are fine.
Mm.
So I just try my best to keep up, and people also try to put up the same energy with me, and that really helps my
Mm.
friendships, relationship to keep going. And I know that I can do better. I can. I
I
want to
mean,
do
we all
better.
can, at least from my
Yeah.
external perspective. That is what I see. It just boils down to the fact that we are all work in progress and we just keep pushing. Yeah. So, Favour, I am not truly clear about this, but I know you had 3 or more offers from prestigious schools. I mean, you can just tell me if there are more than 3. But how did you do it? Like, can
What's the
you
three?
share
Just three.
your journey, how it all started, how you conceived the idea of traveling abroad for your master's degree? Yeah, please.
Yes, I got three three scholarship opportunities. It was actually two admissions, three
Mm-hmm.
scholarships, because the last one, the scholarship offer comes before the
The
admission.
admission.
Yes. Um, how the whole thing started when I was in final year, like in landmark, I was just sure. I was so sure that I wanted to pursue a master's. You know that final year when everybody is like, I'm done with school. I was like, after this one, I'm not doing it again. Everybody's like, I want to rest. Me, I was like, no, I want to continue.
Mm.
Like, I was too sure that that was what I wanted to do. So when
Mm.
I can still remember, I was so sure that I can remember during one exam period like that. I should have been reading my books, but I was busy taking one a webinar on graduate scholarships and how to get
Mm.
scholarships to the US and the UK. And I'll be taking notes and writing and keeping screenshots of maybe
Mm.
scholarships that I'm now hearing about for the first time. As I was like, I was just interested in that. So I was just learning to put myself into spaces that were having those conversations. So like on
Mm.
Instagram, I'm hearing that there's a free webinar on how to apply to scholarships. I've signed up for it. There's this
Mm.
class going on, I've signed up for it. So I knew it wasn't time yet, but I wanted to make sure that I knew about the process like before I was like ready for it. So I think like I just had that certainty that okay, I actually want to do this. For some people, they are not sure immediately. They want to take their
Mm.
time first after graduation, work a little, get some experience. But I was just sure that I wanted to, because I felt like if I gave it too much time, maybe I might just lose interest.
Give up. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I might just
So
say, "Ah,
So
yeah,
your notion was not to jackpot, it's just has been a desire or like a
you just
dream to like
yes. And
pursue a
then when I
master's
realized
degree
that yeah,
abroad.
yes, they were just like, okay, I want to do this and I don't want to do this in Nigeria. And when I realized that this is what I wanted to do, I realized I don't have money. So the only way that I can do this is if I get certain people to, take a bet on me and sponsor me and, get a scholarship. So that I knew that that was the only way. So I started to get information about it. And that was when I came across the Rhodes Scholarship for the first time.
Mm.
Funny that I'd never even heard about it or known about Rhodes Scholarship.
Mm.
So as I was doing all this research, and I found out that there's a scholarship called Rhodes to Oxford that can get like outstanding students to University of Oxford. So okay, I kept it down. I took note of it, and I just had like this folder I
Mm.
created in my iPad. Then
Mm.
I tagged it MSc stuff. I was still in school, but I just tagged it MSc stuff, and I was just
Mm.
storing like information about scholarships and universities that had scholarships that I
Mm.
could be eligible for. And I just kept it there till I was finally ready. And then I graduated 2022. Our graduation ceremony was like 2023. So yeah,
Mm.
so I think it was that year. Yeah, it was 2023. I started my application
Mm.
just shortly after our graduation. That was in May, in June. So the Rose came out like 1st of June.
Mm.
I applied,
Mm.
started the application, and that was the beginning. That was my first ever scholarship application, the Rhodes
Mm.
Scholarship. And I don't even know why, because that's actually one of the most competitive scholarships in the world. So I don't know why I chose that one to be my first. But I'm actually thinking about it now. I'm happy that I did, because that experience was. I feel like that experience bettered all the good things that have now happened, because it really helped me reflect, really think deeply about what I wanted for the future. It introduced me into the space of like thinking and writing a statement of purpose, really reflecting on what you want to do in the future. So that single decision really helped me get into this, a whole application space and understand how to navigate the whole process. And I'm glad that I did. Because I remember when I started the process, I don't even know how I started to talk to you, but you came into the picture around that process. And you were one of the persons that also gave me motivation to continue with the Rhodes application. I can't remember how we
Yeah,
said,
I
but
told you I applied. Then I had an interview.
oh,
Then I was
yes.
free jetting during the interview. I did not move to the final. It was very painful, but then I'm like,
So,
okay,
but
let me
you kept encouraging me. So that made me
yeah.
okay, know that I can do this. So I did it. I got the pre-interview. I called you and I said I've gotten to the second stage, even though I never believed that I would ever get it. Actually, I
Mm,
got it and I was happy. And then finally got to the final stage. And yeah, I'm just really happy. I never thought that I could get there because it was really, really
yeah,
competitive. It was
it's
for like
highly
the entire West
competitive.
Africa.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that I did. It helped me understand the scholarship process. And then not getting the roads made me know that, okay, I'd come this far. It means
Mm-hmm.
that I have something. I
Mm-hmm.
am good. At least I'm good. So I can
Mm.
now look at other opportunities and go for them. So that's actually what helped me start this whole process.
That's so nice. The fact that you started so early in your final year, during your final year studies.
I was
Okay.
going to say that it could have been earlier. It could have been earlier. Because some people start in 100 level,
And
200
they don't
level,
serve,
knowing that,
yeah.
yeah, they already know
And
that.
they just
I
move after graduation. They don't do
Yes,
NYSC.
yes. Some people already know ahead of time. Some people have known way beforehand, and they've started maybe aligning their decisions. Maybe this
Mm-hmm.
choice of society, this choice
Society,
of
yeah, yeah.
club, this choice of course, this choice of extracurricular, because this is what I want to do after my studies. I'm just saying, like this choice of supervisor, this choice of project,
Hmm.
some things like that. So some people even know earlier than others, and it now
Hmm.
helps you, really make very intelligent choices along the line. Because believe me, scholarships are looking for more than just your grades, and
Academic studies, yes. They
exactly.
want other things, other values here.
Oh, okay. So if I had known beforehand, like if I had
Okay.
known even earlier, it would have been like launching myself into a lot of sweet opportunities and more experiences and just enjoying
Hmm.
the ride, knowing that okay, this is what I want at the end of the line. So I
Hmm.
think the earlier one knows what they would like to do after, the better, because it helps you align your choices very
Hmm.
early. Yeah.
Hmm. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's talk about recommendation. How important do you think it is when it comes to scholarship applications?
Recommendations are very, 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 very important.
Mm,
You need to make sure that you have people that can testify to your abilities,
mm,
people that know you. For me, I feel like because of the kind of person that I was,
mhm,
it's easy to say I can get a recommendation from just anybody, let's say in my faculty, from where I
mhm,
graduated from,
mhm,
in Landmark, maybe in my department. I think I
mhm,
can say it's easy to say I can just approach
mhm,
any of my lecturers at
mhm,
all, because I knew all of them, like beyond even class, like I knew all of
mhm,
them, like
mhm.
on a personal level as well. So I could easily approach any of them, but I did not do that. I was actually still very specific about my choice of recommender.
Recommenders. Mm,
I was very specific. I did not just want people that just taught me in class and knew me and I
mm,
knew them. I also wanted people that had seen me also, like beyond, maybe beyond the classroom, people that really
mm,
know me, people that I've worked with at some level or done something, for maybe a project I've done, maybe they've supervised me in some sort. Because in chemical
mm,
engineering, we don't just have research project, we also have design project.
mm,
So I also wanted something, maybe someone that I just worked with, because in the course of like our design project, you still be assigned under like three different. We had like groups, so each group will have like a supervisor from the department
mhm,
as well. So I wanted to be very strategic about it. I
mm.
wanted to be very, very strategic about it. And also lucky for me, in the course of my undergraduate project, I had two supervisors. It was not supposed to
Okay.
be, but it happened. One was a professor from another school that was on
Mm,
sabbatical, my first supervisor.
mm,
He's Sabbatical ended while we were in the middle of our project.
Okay.
So I was switched to another lecturer, a doctor in our department. So I had two. And I remember before he left, he said if I ever needed a recommendation, he's willing
Mm,
to write me one because he enjoyed working with me. So I was like, oh, that's a good thing.
mm,
So when all these things came up, I was like, okay, I know that we didn't finish this project together, but we started it, and you know me. We know me. And also because he's a professor. So I was also really looking at the ranking.
mm.
It would be really good when it comes to recommendations to get people that also are
Academic
like,
recommendations, yeah.
yes, when you get academic
Mm.
recommendations, these people are well ranked. They are like professors, doctors.
Mm-hmm.
In that sense, it's good. It shows that, oh, someone with this level of expertise can
Expertise
testify to
can
your
test.
abilities, yes, in the field, can testify to your abilities. So that's a very good thing, right? A professor talking about
Mm,
your abilities, that's good. If you can't get one, a doctor as well. So my second supervisor was like a doctor. So when it
mm-hmm.
comes to academic recommendations, I know that at any point I reach out to them, they are very willing because we had they had a good experience
Mm.
working with me when I was their supervisor, when they were supervising me. Yeah.
So
So
this
it's good.
this touched also on what we discussed earlier, the relationship. Yeah.
Yes,
it's
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 true.
very
It's true. It's
important.
true.
It's very
It's
important.
very. It's hey. I can't even. Hey, it's very, very, very important.
Or
Because one
else
thing I
nobody
also
will
had to
answer you.
exactly, and one thing I also had to do
You wrote the
after graduation
recommendation
was
yourself.
ensure. No, I
Did
didn't
you?
even have to. They
Mm.
were so intentional about me that they never allowed me to do that. Whenever I had something, they'll tell me, just tell me where I need what I need to do. I'm going to write it for you. They never even funny that they never allowed me do that.
The next question was supposed to be what motivated you to apply to Cambridge, but then you sort of explained while you said you wanted it so early, and the Rhodes opportunity cleared the path somehow for you, or it made you understand the process better, and the fact that you could get to that level gave you like enough confidence to even apply to leading schools, top schools. So why the choice of Cambridge? Was it the scholarship that just made you okay? There's this masterclass scholarship. Let me just apply, and it's to Cambridge. So
Why Cambridge? The name? Not just that. I feel like I had just loved the idea of going to a top school.
mm,
I just loved it. So actually, I started that year 2023 with like goals. And one of the goals I set was get admission and funding into Oxford or
wow,
Cambridge.
wow,
So for me, I just
wow.
went and oh, I can do. I mean, there's a top school in mind, Oxford, Cambridge. I want to get into either one of them. So that was actually one of the goals I set out with in
Mm.
2023. I don't know why I thought that big,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm really glad that I did. And yeah, that was actually it wasn't even that I was too sure of the programs that I wanted to select in those schools. I just wanted to get into the schools. So yeah, so that was the end goal. Then I started to like
mm,
do the process, work on the process along the line, along the year, like in the course
mm.
of 2023. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's talk about the application process. Um, their requirements. I know the basis for top schools are like good grades, and yeah, I think that's like the base of the base. So, but other things like how did you tailor your application to be um, good enough for them to reach back to you for maybe an interview or for the scholarship? Like, what are the key things that you think really helped you in your essays, your motivation letter? Is it you were so clear on your future goals? Or I mean, just feed us on that.
Hmm. Well, I'll go back to my application with Rhodes.
Mhm.
So when I did the Rhodes application, I feel like the Rhodes scholarship is beyond even the submit your application
Mhm.
and wait for a response.
Mm-hmm.
there is something the Rhodes application does to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. And I want to believe that this is true for every other person that I've applied to the Rhodes to. It it really makes you think.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when you're doing the Rhodes application, they'll tell you the Rhodes can sponsor you for 3 years. So they would like to know what you want to do for that year, what you want to do maybe the next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want to do a PhD for the next 2, 3 years, they want to know like what will happen in this period. So you're expected to write about it. Like they want to know what you want to do because they
Mm-hmm.
have capacity to fund you for like 3 years. So
Mm-hmm.
if you be taking up their offer after the first year, what else do you want to do? If you would not, what else do you want to do within that period?
Mm-hmm.
So the process really makes you think. It
Mm-hmm.
really makes you reflect on what you want to do. Oxford has a variety of courses, so they want to know which course you want to start with or which course you want to
Mm-hmm.
do. Yeah. So they really, really, really want the process really requires you to reflect and internalize a lot. It requires careful thinking. And I think because I was able to do that early, early enough by
Mm-hmm.
applying to Rhodes first,
Mm-hmm.
it had already brought a lot of clarity
Mm-hmm.
to myself, to my future goals, career goals. So it already helped me. And because I also sat down to really, really write that SOP. In short, there's this interesting story around the way that SOP for my roads came out. I had written it because I started the application very early, 1st of June. Immediately it
Mm-hmm.
came out. I already opened it and looked
Mm-hmm.
at it. But I didn't submit till like the day before
Mm-hmm.
the day before it was due. And that was because like 5 days before the deadline or so, I think 4 or 5 days before the deadline, I was sleeping and I could not sleep. Like I was trying to sleep, I could not get sleep. I was so restless about the SOP. I just did not have that internal satisfaction that it was good
Mm-hmm.
enough. So I deleted it and I started afresh. I needed to get that internal satisfaction that I'd written something good. So because I really gave it, I wanted to be sure that it was a good SOP. It helped me with further application. So that time and thinking and thought that I'd given to the first one
Mm-hmm.
helped me with the rest because I did not need to do the same thing again that I'd done before because it's one story, it's my life. I was writing about myself, what I've done
Mm-hmm.
in the past, what I'm doing, what I plan to do in the future. So since I'd done it once, further like the other applications that came afterwards,
Mm-hmm.
I did not have to spend that much time again thinking and processing and thinking about what I want to write. It was just like I was recycling that one SOP to suit
Mm-hmm.
the requirements of like the other schools that I was now looking at after that,
Mm-hmm.
after the growth process. So for Cambridge, I was just okay, I have something I've written that really
Mm-hmm.
reflects everything that I am about.
Mm-hmm.
So what is Cambridge asking me for? They want to know why I want their course, why I want their program.
Mm-hmm.
It's same me, just me that now has to align with what is going on here in this school,
Mm-hmm.
the supervisor, the courses that were going to be offered, the program here. So I just really needed to just now connect all of that to what was going on at the University of Cambridge. So it
Mm-hmm.
was really not a difficult process again because I'd really sat down to think and do that before. So it was really just
Mm-hmm.
trying to align everything that I knew I was about with what was going on in the school. I already checked the requirements background wise because
Mm-hmm.
currently I'm doing advanced chemical engineering. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, and I study chemical engineering. So background check.
Mm-hmm.
Cambridge requires you to have a first class for that program. Check.
Mm-hmm.
Then those are like two major things
Mm-hmm.
that like basic entry requirements you should have good you should have like tick the necessary
Mm-hmm.
background requirements
Requirements, yeah.
course wise and then you should have a first class then the rest you're now allowed to now tell because I'm sure that probably they have other first class students that don't get it
Mm-hmm.
but you just have
Mm-hmm.
to now make them see why they should choose you or why this is something you're very passionate about. And I was able to just tie that with my story. And there's also this approach I used to that a friend of
Mm-hmm.
mine taught to me. She calls it
Okay.
like the past, present, future approach when like
Mm-hmm.
trying to apply to a school, where you talk about what has happened in the past,
Mm-hmm.
who you are, what you have
Right now,
done,
okay.
experiences that, shaped your interests. And then your
Mm-hmm.
present is like what you are now doing based on everything that happened in your past. And then
Mm-hmm.
your future is now what you want to do
To.
like just being able to connect that story gives a very good flow, and you're able to make them see that, okay, this person has the right background, has the right, you know, desire, and has the right vision. This kind of person that we see in our space and we want. So
Mm,
just being able to tie all of those things together is how I've been able to, as how I, rather I was able to apply to Cambridge. Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much, Favour. I mean, that's thought provoking, and the fact that you just need to know what you want. I think that should be very obvious in your essay, because you cannot the story just needs to match up. Okay, what you've been doing before, why you made the decision to do those things, what you're currently doing, how you connect what you were doing previously to what you're currently doing, and then what you're looking forward to doing in the future. And
Yes, but then I've been talking about academic recommendations so far. But
mm,
then I remember that there's
in
some maybe
roads.
scholarships. I prefer maybe someone you have worked with, maybe like in a workplace, not like non-academic setting. They'll prefer like that one to be from a
Mm,
non-academic relationship you have with your recommender. So for me, that one was from my work where I was working during the course of my service year. And
mm,
I also had a good relationship with my supervisor then in
mm,
at the workplace. So he was actually very happy, excited to actually put out that recommendation for me. So that's also a good thing, actually being able to have good relationships and
mm,
maintain them. Because even post graduation,
mm,
because I knew that this is what I want to do with my life. I know
mm,
that I cannot just graduate and forget that I need some people later on. So I had to keep watching that relationship.
mm,
I had to keep like reaching out to my supervisors, greeting them, maybe telling them about some of the plans I had, just keeping them informed.
mm,
Till date,
mm,
my till today, I still talk to them.
mm,
I still talk to them random, maybe a happy new month message, a happy birthday message,
mm,
or just even keeping them informed that this was happened so far, this was going on in my life. Because I would
mm,
always need them. I would
mm,
always need them. So I had to intentionally keep them close. Because
mm,
I didn't want it to be awkward when I needed a recommendation. It just felt like out of the blues. I'm just coming from nowhere. So it's actually really, really good to really have good relationships, and then you can even profile them to make sure that you're getting like recommendation from high ranking
mm,
people. It just helps the whole application package look good. That
mm,
someone is good is also testifying to your abilities. Then maintain the relationship along the way and be a good person.
mm. Thank you. Thank you. So I think my next question, which will sort of help us conclude the session, would be around interview.
Already, we're concluding already.
You have more things to say? I don't want
It's
it to
just
be
been a
too long,
very
that's why.
yes. I'm just enjoying myself. I don't know, maybe it's because it's just
Yeah, I'm enjoying listening to you. I mean, there are more things that I've learned, particularly keeping in touch. It's very important. It's very important. So it will be how you smash this smash now. How you kill interviews. How you do well in interviews, basically.
oh my god. Interviews. I feel like for interviews, it's never different for me. It's always the
Mm,
same. Like I'm always
mm,
having that, oh my god, I'm having an interview panic kind of thing. Not like panic in a
mm,
bad way. I've never just really gotten used to the process. I've never felt like, "Oh, I'm just going to smash it. So I'm just going to walk in
mm,
there, like nothing's
mm,
happening. I always had that. I need to prepare for this very well. I need to know what I'm going to say. I need to have like sample questions. I need to go over what's possible interview, like maybe frequently asked interview questions. I need to prepare some answers to these possible questions I've set. I just need to feel like a sense of readiness,
mm,
right? So one of the things I noticed that also helped me clear interviews is ensuring that I've done like basic background work. Like I have really researched into this school, if you have like a
mm,
scholarship interview or a university interview, you have researched into the school, you have researched into the persons you're interested in, like the faculty
mm,
or lecturer you're interested in,
mm,
you have researched into their work, you've read like few papers or a few papers they've written, you really know what's going on there. Because for me,
Mm.
knowledge, knowing that I know, reduces like the anxiety in preparation. Because it's when I feel like it's when you really feel unprepared that there's just a lot that can go on in your head. But once you've been
Mm.
able to do that basic research, like really sweep, I call it sweeping through the website.
Mm.
Raise the page, whatever
Mm.
it is you can see, whatever it is you can know about people you're interested in, read it, know
Mm.
it. I'm never saying cram, just read it, know it, like
Mm.
be informed. It helps you speak fluently. Let me put it that way. It helps
Mm.
your conversation go well when you can say,
Mm.
"Oh, I know this about this person. I read this about this. I know this goes
Mm.
on in the
In
school."
the
It also helps you
school.
ask intelligent questions because interviews are not just about them asking you questions.
Mm.
They For every interview I've done, they always give you the opportunity to ask
To
your own
ask
questions.
questions.
So
Mm.
whenever you have really done like good background research,
Mm.
you're able to ask questions that make them know that you know about
You
them.
know
It's
about
like you
them.
have done your
Mm.
homework. You have done your homework by asking them, "Oh, I know this and this goes on in the school. How can I, help? Or I want to do this. I want to
Mm.
do this. What do you think is possibility?" By the time they're hearing, you're like, "Oh, this person is really, interested in us and knows about us." So it helps them get a good perspective about you. I remember one of the interviews too I had,
Mm.
and I was just asking the person that, "Okay, I know you're a professor. You know you've done this and you've done this. What can you say is the secret to like having a long lasting stay, just like you've had in academia?
Mm.
Like, what has really
Mm.
helped you when like academia has been like frustrating? What, because I know that everybody really goes through that phase. Like I was just asking
Mm.
a very
Mm.
a question that I genuinely wanted an answer to, and I just wanted to connect with. I'm sure he was just laughing because he felt like that was a very interesting question, and for me, it just helped ease the whole tension in the whole
Mm.
interview process as he could just sit and just talk and share like someone that wanted to tell me about his life. It was interesting
Mm.
to hear something like that, right? So just being able to do a lot of background research helps your interview.
Mm.
Then you can do sample questions like I think that's a very healthy thing to do. Like
Mm.
everybody should do that. Just frequently ask interview questions, prepare them and have prepared answers to them. Don't
Answers to
cram those
them.
prepared answers.
Mm.
Don't cram those prepared answers because sometimes a different question can be asked to you, right? And we just need you to connect a lot of things that you've even read about
Mm.
or studied about previously.
Mm.
So all those questions of tell us about yourself, a lot of times they'll come up, tell us about there are almost questions you can be sure that will always come out. What do you want to do? What have you done? Or before they may not come out this way, but they will package it in a way that will sound like this. So you should be able to know how to talk about yourself. And remember when I talked about the past, present, future approach that my friend
Mm.
taught me? It also comes to play in interviews too, especially when they ask to talk about yourself. You're basically just going to say, "Oh, I did this. I didn't want it to be too long." You have to be able to keep your answers precise,
Mm.
concrete. Like you have to come correct, and your answers have to be very sharp and very precise. So you're also just giving, "Oh, I am this. I used to do this. I'm doing this now. I want to do this in the future." Like you're able to
Mm.
cover yourself in that light, and it sounds so cohesive and beautiful. You're able to, use that approach to it helps a lot. And just really being able to reflect because interviews require you to reflect as well as and to also go through everything you have submitted to them because a lot of
Mm.
times they're interviewing you because they've read about you, they
Mm.
are considering you, so
Mm.
they wanted to give them further reasons to choose you in that sense. So you have to know everything you've submitted to them. That's why it's very good
Mm.
to not lie. Be it authentic. So all those things you have submitted before, if you had lied about it, they can spot a lie. They can
Yeah.
spot a lie. But imagine they just ask you something from an application you've submitted, and
Mm.
that's something you had done by yourself. You'll be able to easily
Mm.
talk about it. For my friend,
Exactly.
it was so funny that her scholarship interview, they asked her about something she wrote in her SOP that she didn't even pay attention to. It was about the
Mm.
podcast that she used to do. And they shifted the whole focus of
To
the
the
interview
podcast
to her podcast and see her because it's something if she
because
was
it's something
lying, that would
she's
have been
been
difficult.
doing. Mm.
Because it was something she was able to talk about it, that yeah, she started a podcast to talk about like academic stuff, how to help
Mm.
people read, develop reading patterns, do all this. She was able free and they were so interested and like, wow, she's a
Mm.
podcaster. But for her, it was just a little part of her life. Like she couldn't remember the last time probably she had even recorded anything. But
Mm.
because it's something she had even done, it was easy for her to talk about it.
Mm.
So you have to really go through every aspect of everything you've submitted. You have to know it, then not just know about yourself, but also know about them so that you can,
Mm.
really connect all you're saying together. Be very
Mm.
authentic.
Yeah,
If
authenticity.
you cram, if you cram, anxiety will make you forget. So you have to be very authentic and be very informed. For me, I think that those are like major things for me in interviews.
Mm. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. I forgot
Okay,
to add because it's something you did for me.
okay,
You can also like do mock interviews with
okay,
people that
okay.
you trust.
I remember that
You
day.
did a mock interview for me for the road. So yes, that's a very good tip. Don't do someone that you be laughing with. So it's someone that will ask you serious question that will treat you like they're the interviewer because it just
Mm,
gives you like a simulation of the interview environment, and they can now correct you. Maybe you don't even realize that when you talk with filler words. Maybe you're like so by the time you're having those mock interviews, you realize some of these mistakes, and
hmm,
you can easily correct them. They can easily tell you, okay, don't say this way, use these words, use that. So it can really help you spot mistakes ahead of time.
hmm.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so to our listeners or viewers, what are the top three piece of advice you would give to future applicants?
Ooh. I say don't be pressured. Don't be pressured by people's success stories too, like when you are applying. Because
But
there's a
it's not easy,
tendency
Favour.
to it's not. It is not. I'm saying this because I feel like I was there. I've been there. Don't be pressured because it's a tendency for you to say, that, oh my God, this person got this.
Mm,
And you're if you can find a way inside of you to turn the pressure into motivation, I think
mm,
that's better. Because for me, how I usually see it is if someone from my space has gotten something,
mm,
it's it gives you like some sort of motivation to know that okay, this is possible. It just gives you that possibility mindset that it is achievable, right? So if you can sort of like turn pressure into like motivation, that would be very, very good. Try
mm.
so hard not to be pressured because especially at all those announcements cycle periods.
LinkedIn
When they start to
guys, I am happy to
LinkedIn
announce.
people. I am
What
happy to
you will
announce.
start seeing Chivney now, starting July or when.
Exactly. I am happy to announce it can be such a pleasure to experience. So you can just
Yeah.
turn that to motivation and be like, okay, this person did this, I can do this. This person did this, I can do this. And you can
Mm,
just also, if you see yourself along this process and feel like, because one thing I also suffered from was imposter syndrome.
mm,
I'm always feeling like my self esteem was it was very very somehow. It
mm,
was bad. I hardly I did not I was not believing in myself. So and it's not like I'd not done things that should make me believe in myself.
mm,
I had. So that's the funny part. I had, but still I was still doubting myself a lot. So a
mm,
lot of times it's people that I used to listen to people to value myself, and that was very bad. It's like I had to hear someone talk about me, and then it now inspires me about me.
mm,
So it now inspires me hearing them talk about me. That's I'm like, what? Well, but it should actually be coming from within. I should be able to tell myself that I'm good enough, right? So really just and a lot of times, what can help you build that sense of self-esteem
mm,
is when you are doing the right things that will put you in track to getting the opportunities you want to get. Let's say when you know that you have the experiences, when you know that you are building, maybe when you know you build yourself academically or you're still building yourself academically, you know, it helps build your self esteem that, okay, I've got this covered. When you're getting the right experiences, you know that, okay, I'm ticking the boxes required for a particular opportunity. So that can help you build your experiences. But a lot of times, even when we have ticked the boxes, sometimes we are still feeling, we still don't feel.
Philo, Favor, I
Yeah,
totally agree with you.
yeah.
Imposter
Sometimes we still don't
syndrome
feel.
is real. I feel like no
It
matter
is.
what level you reach in this life, you still have that feeling.
I still feel
You
like
still have
it.
that feeling. And also,
But I
when you
think
start to see others do things, or probably there's an opportunity you apply to, and then some others got it, you did not get it. I don't know how, but somehow it sort of affects. Okay, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not this. Maybe I'm not that. But we
Yeah,
just have to
it's just always that.
consciously tell ourselves that okay, we've come this far. I mean, if we do not get those things, it means they are not for us at this point in time, and we'll get ours. We'll get what belongs to us.
And we can
So with all your
re-strategize, like,
imposter syndrome, you got into Cambridge, you got into Oxford. This girl, I don't believe you.
to be
I'm
honest.
kidding.
I don't know, but like I used to tell people, my friends, that it was so bad that when I applied for the roads, like how I would normally say, oh, let me add this to my prayer points. God, help me with this application. I've submitted this. I will see success. After I applied for the roads, I didn't even pray about it. I was in that mood of God. I don't want to stress you with prayer points.
I
Because this
cannot
one
get it.
already feels impossible. Don't worry
I,
about
I
it.
t-
I just
wrote it.
applied.
It's very crazy. I did not want to apply. Like I did not want to apply, but I had a friend then who told me that why not just give it a try.
Yes.
When
And that's actually
when
what
they
I'm
called me for
thinking.
an interview, I'm like, I think that was why I didn't do well in the interview. That there's this first interview for like 15 persons.
Yes,
Afterwards, they
yes,
will
yes.
reduce it to like I don't know the number they normally reduce it to.
Since in something persons, then they
Because
reduce
I
it to
just felt okay.
15.
I was just saying rubbish during the interview. I will not even lie. They were cutting me short. I was saying stories. I was not myself, basically.
Yeah.
I think maybe it still boiled down to imposter syndrome. I didn't believe that,
Yeah.
okay, why am I here? When did I get in? In the whole of West
So
Africa.
exactly. See, it can be really bad. It can be really, really bad, and you don't want that to affect you. So I'll just say that don't reject yourself before you're even rejected. Like, and that's one of the things that even stops people. That imposter syndrome is so bad for some people that it even stops them from even trying.
Don't try.
Now
Yeah.
there are some that even still even try with the imposter syndrome, right? But some people don't even try. It just makes them feel like they are not worthy, they don't deserve it, they can never get it. So just try, and then you can never tell. So just always try.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I totally agree with you. Thank you so much, Favor.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. I really appreciate it. I know that you're very busy, Cambridge Wahala. Like I've thought about how intensive it will be. And the fact that your master's is just 1 year.
One
So it's not chilled. I'm having a 2 year master's, I mean a 2 year master's program and it's not chilled. So what happens to a year, a year master's program? They are going
yeah,
to want to
exactly.
pack everything into your brain at once.
Yeah. But we're surviving. God has been helping
Mm,
us. And I
mm,
have very good support systems here too. So
mm.
that's really good.
Hmm. I'm so glad to have you here. Maybe I will invite you some other time. I'm still hoping to invite you for some other time because I know other things are coming up for you, and I mean I would want you to share with my audience and to the world at large. Anyone that will be seeing this in the nearest future. Thank you so much, Favor. Like I really really appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you, me, Tammy. I'm so happy to be here. So, so happy. So happy.
All right. And I think we'll just end this session. Have a great time, Favor.